time. It makes it to be very, very active and tells it what to do. Just as we all hear, they'll tell you somebody is the brain behind something, be it something evil or good or bad or ugly. They'll tell you somebody is the brain behind it. That person is the one that brought about the plan. He thought about it in his heart, imagined it, and brought it to life by executing the imagination that he thought of in his mind, be it good or bad. Now, what differentiates a normal person and a mad person is a brain. For example, now, when we call somebody mad or when we see mad people, oftentimes we say that they have mental illnesses. But in actual sense, what the person is suffering is brain loss or deficiency of the brain. In other words, called mental disorder. Now, what differentiates a normal person and an abnormal person is the brain. Now, you and every other person has a brain. Even animals have brains too. Although they are not capable of doing the things that the human brain can do. Their brain cannot take half as much as what the human brain can take or do. That is not how their brain was made to function. Your brain is very, very important, and it has a vast number of jobs that it can do, such as keeping your memories now, for instance, things that you have done in the past or maybe in your childhood. When you begin to remember them now, it is your brain working. It is your brain at work making those things to come to life. You begin to imagine those things. It gives you memories of your past, of past events, of experiences, of things that you have done and probably forgotten. You just suddenly recall them. All those are the brain at work. It even helps you to read. It helps you to understand things. It helps you to be able to even relate with people. It makes you to know how people do some certain things, why they act the way they act, why they do what they do, and all of that. Now, the brain is the most complex and perhaps the most studied organ in the whole human body. The plural form brains is used as a term for intelligence or intellect. When we say somebody is brainy, it means that person has a high intellect or that person is very, very intelligent. And this means that they are very, very smart, they're able to figure things out, and they are good in solving very difficult or complex situations. That's when we say this person is a smarty, this person is very smart, this person is the brain behind this person's success. It's because they are able to solve very complex or difficult problems. They are very, very smart. They can figure things out. Their brains are always alert. They can do things that other people cannot really do because they have put their brains into work. Now that we know that the brain is very much important in human existence, how can we then put our brain in check? Because we have to know how to put our brain in check in order for it to produce results for us. The number one ways of putting our brains in check is to regularly exercise our brain. How do we do that? By having regular physical activities. You can go on a walk, you can go for jogging, you can just things that will make your brain to be alert and active. Number two is to get plenty of sleep. If you as a person is not able to sleep well, then there's no how your brain will be able to function. The brain needs to have adequate amount of rest in order for it to function well, in order for it to think, in order for it to reason, in order for it to bring ideas for you. Number three is to stay mentally active. Stay mentally active by indulging your brains in mental activities. That is reading of books, watching movies, things that ignite your brain and makes them active, that puts them to go the extra mile, thinking of what to do and what not to do.